we'll start with the teams. So NCAA's, not this weekend, but next weekend. We have the final entries in. I tabulated the entries, the scratches, the doubles, the people who I think are going to be running the DMR or not running the DMR. Put all the numbers together and output. This is the team battle on the men's side. Arkansas is the favorite, 10-point favorite with 53 projected points. Texas Tech is number 2. Washington, number 3. Alabama, 4. Florida, 5. Oklahoma State, also 5. Georgia, Texas, Northern Arizona. Florida, I think, has the most upside because they have a lot of entries and they're only a few points back from the podium. Washington needs a perfect day for them to get into the podium with all their milers and their DMRs and the 5K, 3K.
Right.
Arkansas's in the driver's seat. They got people all over, field, sprints. They got Aiden Owens and Maltese. That's going to be a solid potential 10 or 8 points. Texas Tech also came on hard. They were previously 7th 2 weeks ago, but now they're 2nd. You know why?
Lindsay?
Terrence Jones and Courtney Lindsay.
Yep.
They both went from like, hey, Terrence Jones went from maybe 7th or 8th to now being the favorite, and Courtney Lindsay went from like 4th or 5th to now being the favorite for the 200. So that's the men's. It's kind of open. You know, there's a bunch of teams. Women's, it's a dual meet with potential to become a tri meet. Dual meet again between Texas and Florida. Texas right now is the favorites over Florida. Florida, we thought was going to be ranked higher, but they only get 1 Parker Valby and not 2 Parker Valbys.
Because she's only entered in the 3,000.
She's only entered in the 3,000. She's not in the 5,000. So that kind of hurt Florida. It's also, I was a little bullish on Barrett, the 800-meter runner. I think seeing how she did SECs kind of lost a little faith in her scoring top 2 because she did finish 4th at Outdoors last year. So, but Florida's still in it. It's a virtual tie. Texas and Florida is going to be dual meet. Arkansas can come in hot, break up that big 2. And then NC State, they're 4th. They're the Washington of the men, Washington of the women. Yeah, distance of the distance. Yeah. Caitlin Tui and all their strong distance stars can rack up potentially 34 points to get to the podium. So we might see 2 distance schools get the podium. Classic SEC, feature SEC battle in Texas and Florida. That's the team. Let's talk a little about individual, though, because as much as I love the team battle, people really are tuning in for the sprint battles and the field and distance. Any events you want to look at and tell me why I am ridiculous for the way I ranked them?
Well, let's go back to the thing you were most wrong about last time, and you actually retracted your ranking mid-podcast. That's how bad it was. Let's venture over, if we can, Colt, to the women's 400. Can we get the women's 400 pulled up? It's under sprints. Yeah, just scroll down right there. Let's see what old Gordon cooked up this time. Women's 400, number 1, Talitha Diggs. 2, Rashida Adeleke. 3, Britton Wilson. 4, Kennedy Simon. Okay. Good job.
Okay.
You did it. Diggs ran the American record, NCAA record. You have the correct top 2. You didn't contort yourself in some strange way to make it so the person who has the 7th best time is actually one of the best.
Well, I almost did.
Here's what's confusing, though. Not confusing, but this is an interesting point. Britton Wilson you have in there because she's not running the 800. She's going to run the quarter. I really wanted to see her in the 800. I really wanted to see what she could do in just her 3rd race. Arkansas, how many women do you have scoring for? Like, they have 4 entries in the top 16?
They have a bunch. Yeah. I have them scoring 3. Here's the thing, though. Britton Wilson, her 400 season's best is like 3rd or 4th on the team. It's not even that fast because she was running the 800s, she's running the 600s.
Yeah.
But we know that she can run an incredible, quarter mile. Actually, the computer outputted Britton Wilson as 8th. But I put a little Gordon Mack on the scale and said, no, Britton Wilson is not the 8th best 400-meter runner. She is top 3 for sure.
Yeah, so. I'm excited. If you talk about individual, well, not even individuals, because I think Wilson could win that race.
Yes.
I mean, I think
any of those 3 can win it.
Yeah, I think Diggs and Adeleke are the 1 and 2. But how do you not get interested in that race after what they did at conference?
It's going to be interesting here because there are 3, I think, favorites. It's going to be if they do a 2-heat final.
Yeah,
and it might be interesting if all 3 are in one race. If it's 2 and 1, and that could kind of swing it. Like, is it better to be with another one of those, or is it better to be by yourself? So, like, if you are like, hey, I'm going to be in the first heat. Wilson is in the first heat. She gets to run by herself. She just puts out a fast time, and then Diggs and Adeleke are just going back and forth, and they don't run as fast, but they have a great finish. Wilson could be like, hey, good thing I wasn't in that heat.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
The other one, the men's 5,000.
Men's 5K on the distance side.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of names in that one. And
This was hard to pick.
since it's night one, you're right. The 3K can get a little messy and confusing and tough to forecast. But you have Drew Bosley 1, Alex Mayer, Dylan Jacobs, Kai Robinson, Nico Young, Casey Klinger, Charles Hicks, and then Graham Blanks. There's a lot of people in there you can imagine, who've already won an NCAA title or finished in the top 3 in an NCAA meet.
Who had Drew Bosley being ranked number 1 going into NCAAs?
Me. Right.
Nobody.
Me.
I did not. It was all Nico Young or Charles Hicks, right? Those were the two.
He was third, wasn't he?
Yeah,
That's
but
pretty
like
good.
it was third, but like it was
Wasn't
all about
60th.
Young and Hicks. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but he wasn't that far. I mean, he was ahead of literally everybody else on that list except for Young and Hicks and Cross.
Yeah, but like Bosley has yet to put together like a strong track performance. Like,
So why is he number 1?
Because he put together a really strong track season.
But you just said he's
Well,
yet to put
I
it
meant
together.
NCAA championship performance
Gotcha.
on the track.
On track.
I mean, he deserved the number 1 ranking.
Do you know who else was like that at NAU for a long time?
Tyler Day?
No.
No. Futsum? No.
Luis Grijalva.
Grijalva? Yeah, he was.
He kept getting ranked super high, and then you actually look at his performances.
He never had
like
a good
14th. Yeah. That's his best track performance, huh?
That's a good point.
But what did he end up getting? He was second to tier that year, right? In the 5.
I forget.
Well, and his COVID
Let's talk about the men's mile. Let's go to the men's mile. Washington, 6 milers.
Yeah, they're going to get 0 points somehow, though. It's going to be really... No, I'm just kidding.
I have them going 1, 3, 4, 6, 8. How many points is that? 10, 16, 21, 24, 25 points I have them scoring.
Yeah, I'll take the under on that. I like how you came to your senses, though, and ranked Wascom number 1. You took my advice.
He was ranked number 1 2 weeks ago, too.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to say that. I forgot. But Wascom, I think, is number 1. I just think we need to put less weight on these times, more so than ever, going in.
I don't know, man. They're running well. They didn't do it once.
I agree.
They did it twice.
No, I'm just saying, I'm not talking specific to Washington. I'm just talking in general.
Yeah.
Like, let's save the descending order list going into this meet, and then let's look at it afterwards.
Yeah.
And you're going to say, oh, the 14th seeded runner got second.
Yeah, they're called the Isaac Baston factor of Drake. He's going to find a way to finish top 3. Even though I haven't.
Is that an official factor?
It's the factor. It's not the Baston factor. It's the Drake factor. You remember Adam Fogg?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, Drake is going to find a way to get themselves into the top 2 or 3 or 1.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to be in the top 2 here because I think Wascom and Anais are really good. But yeah, I have them ranked 7th, but Drake is going to finish in the top 3.
If you want the big PR, it's Asai, right? And
Yeah.
if you want the championship proven competitor, outdoors. But
one time.
Yeah.
Wascom.
Well, if you want the reigning outdoor
But if you
titles,
want the Drake factor,
yeah,
you
no,
go with
I'm,
Isaac Baston.
Listen, I'm not arguing against the Drake factor. That's powerful
It's
stuff.
real, dude. It's a real thing.
Yeah. What's that pizza place by Drake Stadium? Ong's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have their...
Crab Rangoon pizza? I mean, it's serious stuff right there. Oh, what has Gordon got in his wallet?
Do I have it?
Were you on the... Do you have a frequent
I have like
buyer
a thing.
club? Oh, how many more pizzas do you need?
I don't know.
They can see your credit card number on the show.
They can't see.
I'm just kidding. You were getting
I
upset.
can't have it's back in my house.
Okay.
But yeah,
We'll mail it to somebody.
The Drake factor.
Yeah. I think it's
real.
I think this stuff's going to be difficult to predict. All right, what else?
DMRs. No, it's the women's 5K and 3K. I have Tui winning both.
Yeah, so she chose the 3 and the 5.
So here's the thing about that. Parker Valby doesn't run SECs.
Yeah.
Doesn't even run a 5K this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fresh for the 3K.
Yeah.
Tui's going to be coming off a 5K at altitude.
Yeah, that's tough.
What do you think? How do you think that 3K is going to play out? Seeing that Tui's going to be coming off of a 5K. Some of the other women will be coming off of a potential 5K or a mile or a DMR anchor leg. Valby's going to be fresh. You take a fresh Valby who didn't run SECs, so she's super fresh. She hasn't run since
February 10th.
February 10th. So that's
11th,
a
yeah.
month fresh.
Yeah.
She'll be a month fresh. Tui will be 24 hours fresh at altitude. How do you think it's going to play out?
She's run twice.
Yeah.
Indoors. And then you're going against somebody, you're right, who won't have as much rest, but has given us every indication at every turn this season that she's in incredible form. So I would go with Tui.
Yeah. I'm realizing as we're going through these rankings, we're pretty much doing our pod that we're going to do next week.
Oh, I'll be different.
We'll change it up. Okay.
Yeah. I'll just take the opposite. That way I'm covered on both sides.
That's what I do all the time.